from the Never Again Live podcast, which is brought to you by israelnow.ca. So please join us. If you're just turning on now, tuning in now, please share this on your Facebook or YouTube, on your pads or cell phones or PCs or whatever means you have. We need to spread the word. This is a live broadcast. It's a special broadcast due to all the things going on, not only in Israel, but the international reaction to them, which has pretty much been an embarrassment to the world, blaming Israel for defending itself. So without any further ado, we're going to get started. This is the Never Again podcast series. We'll begin momentarily. We'll give you all a few minutes to kind of get turned on to the show. For you just tuning in, all our past podcasts are available on israelnow.ca. Again, this is a special broadcast. It's put together quickly because we felt it was important to discuss the present situation of the aftermath of Israel protecting itself from terrorists and being blamed for protecting itself all over the world, from United Nations, all over New York, all over Canada. So let's get moving, and we'll have Mayor Halevi Weinstein with us momentarily. Once again, you just joining us, if you've not been with us before, this is a special report of the Never Again Live podcast series. We try to bring you the latest in international Jewish news and events. Tonight's episode is the trio of terror. The trio of terror that's threatening Israel. At the same time, Islamic Jihad and Hezbollah are attacking Israel. Hamas, for this little episode, has maintained a backseat, but partially because they're rivals of Islamic Jihad. Hezbollah is from Iran. Hamas is on the Gaza Strip. Islamic Jihad. We have Syria, we have Iran involved in trying to destroy Israel. I'd like to make a special dedication to tonight's program. We didn't have time to have them on with us tonight, but tonight's program is dedicated to a group in Canada who supports us so much. It's the brave BDS boys and their babes. They like to watch us, and they're kind of obsessed with watching us. So they also go to the Chabad Gate, Taste of Israel. It shows the international tolerance we could have when these BDS people seem to, at every moment's notice, go to these kosher restaurants. So we thank them for their support. Once again, this is the live podcast series, israelnow.ca. As we mentioned, it's the trio of terror we're discussing this evening. That's me in the studio, so if you have any comments, you can send them on our private chat, and I'll put them on the screen. As Einstein said, the world is a dangerous place not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing. And here at israelnow.ca, we're active, we're proactive, and please join us in our constant fight against anti-Semitism. It is a special edition, so with the special edition, we'd like to present the concealed carry talit bag. Don't leave for shul without it. It's a sad commentary of satire, but it's almost reached a point where it's crucial. And once again, from the BDS babes, who are wishing us a good show this evening, we're going to bring Meir on the screen momentarily. And here comes Meir with the Israel Now Special Report. Mayor, take it away.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm going to ask everyone who's joining us, who's going to sign in, if you could please share this with the different platforms that you're using, be it Facebook, uh, Instagram, Twitter. We'd appreciate it. We'll reach a lot more people and we'll get our message across. There's a lot of work to do right now, especially now. Um, Israel is fighting terror. Israel is in a war against, right now, against the terrorist Islamic Jihad movement. Um, there are BDS rallies happening throughout the world right now in full support of the Islamic Jihad. The Islamic Jihad teaches children in their summer camps to murder Jews. That's all they're about. They're not about any governance, nothing. Their sole purpose is to kill Jews. And that's it. And they receive their funding from Iran. Before we get into these rallies, and we're going to get into this show is going to be a brief show, but it's going to a lot of content, and I'd like people to pay attention. So before we get into some of the ugliness that's going on, and there's so much, a little bit of good news, a success for Israel now. We posted, we shared some information, and I sent a letter, in fact, an email to the mayor of Mississauga. Why did I send this email to the mayor of Mississauga, Bonnie Crombie? Very simple. Leader of the BDS in Toronto from an organization called CD4HR. They claim to be a human rights group, but far from that. They want Israel destroyed completely. The leader of this BDS group approached the mayor of Mississauga at an event in Mississauga, and he posed for a picture with her. Unbeknownst to her, he took a couple steps back, and when the picture was snapped, there was a picture of children in Gaza with a caption, Palestinian Holocaust committed by the Zionists. He has a little exchange with her, and he doesn't show her his banner that he was holding. So he asked her to just condemn what's going on. She makes a general statement of condemning all violence. We could show this tape a little bit right now to give you a flavor of it. And we'll get that tape going.
You condemn that? You condemn it?
Condemn all violence.
Yes. It's very important to condemn these type of things, you know. How about you, Azra?
I always have and I always will.
Yeah. I hope that there's no kind of fear or like some kind of bullying, you know. So we know the Zionists, like the pro-Israelis, have a lot of money sometimes, and they can put some pressure and stuff, you know. It's not easy.
Are you videotaping this? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, well then let's be clear about it, right? Because
Okay.
I've never shied away from getting my statements on the record, and I will again continue to fight for the rights of Palestinian people here in Canada and across the world.
So there's no fear, like some kind of...
Hello, good morning everyone. Can we have everyone join us in front of the...
Okay, so there were two people there. One was the blonde woman is Bonnie Crombie, the mayor of Mississauga, and next to her is Ikra Khalid, who's a member of parliament in the for the Liberal Party of Canada. Bonnie Crombie, when we brought it to her attention, she apologized profusely to the Jewish community for that and condemned it and condemned that BDS organization. She made a general statement to condemn all violence, which is fine. Ikra Khalid, on the other hand, she has not, she's entrenched. She has not backtracked. She has not condemned that poster, that banner that says there's a Palestinian Holocaust committed by the Zionists. She has not. She's dug in. And we're on a
Let me cut
campaign
in a
right
quick
now.
voice overlay that Mayor's being a little modest, but he was directly responsible for her commentary saying that she did not do what they're saying. So Mayor sent a letter right to Mayor Crombie, and he basically said, it has come to my attention that you recently posed for pictures and video with a BDS leader who has history of targeting the Jewish community. In this picture, the BDS leader is holding a banner, Palestinian Holocaust made by the Zionists. So Mayor contacted her because it did seem, from what we could see online, that she was supporting BDS. So, and of course, then BDS goes and twists the whole thing. So Mayor, I'll put you back on the screen, and in a few moments I'll show her response and then your response.
Perfect. Yeah, she was pretty quick, actually, to make a formal apology, and she put it, in fact, on her website. In fact,
and so she said yesterday, while attending an event hosted by the Canadian Palestinian Professional Foundation at Our Lady of Croatia Park. And again, this was not a Palestinian rally. This was a fundraiser for a hospital and youth scholarships. They just showed up, with their banners. So she said, I was approached by two individuals asking my opinion on the current events taking place in Israel and Gaza. In no uncertain terms, she says, the photo taken of me was done without my knowledge or consent, and I certainly take exception to the sign displayed in the background. Not only that, but she went on to say formally that any comparison to the Holocaust diminishes the memory of the victims of that tragedy in human history. And of course, just like Bollywood and the Palestinians, they flipped the whole thing around. Mayor, I hate to interrupt, but back to you.
That's very good. That's very good. So that's very important that we got that letter from Mayor Bonnie Crombie. Again, we're still waiting for Ikra Khalid. We're turning up the pressure, and she's very entrenched and with the BDS right now, identifying with their message. There's a blood libel going on right now against the Jewish people. I mean, can you imagine? Israel is targeting terrorists. The response from the Islamic Jihad was to fire over 1,000 rockets into Israel. They fire the rockets, by the way, from civilian population areas, and they fire into Israel indiscriminately to target Jews anywhere. 200 of those rockets have misfired and landed in Gaza, killing Arabs. Yeah, I see that message that I just got. That the BDS is very upset with with Mayor Bonnie Crombie.
More than upset, they don't claim that her response wasn't actually her response, that she must have been influenced or maybe brainwashed or maybe hypnotized by the Zionist magicians. Maybe Uri Geller from Israel hypnotized her to say the thing she said. So they're saying, please don't let the Israel intolerant community on and on and on. But what I'm waiting for is they are claiming that a statement will be released soon with proof. Well, I'm still awaiting that statement. It hasn't quite happened. Mayor,
Absolutely.
back to you once again.
Absolutely. Okay, so there's a blood libel campaign going on. They're actually accusing Jews of having a 2,000-year history of murdering people. They compare an Arab woman with a child from the Palestinian Islamic Jihad to Mother Mary holding Jesus as a baby and saying things have never changed. The same people carrying on the same cruelty. This is what they're saying. Who are they talking about? They're talking about the Zionists. They're talking about Jews. We have that meme, that picture of that vicious blood libel that we could show to people. And it's being shared by a variety of different BDS organizations.
I'll get it up on the screen in a few minutes, so keep talking,
Okay,
and I'm going to retweet it to our web page.
So there has been a series of Islamic Jihad rallies taking place throughout the United States. There's a rally taking place right now in downtown Toronto as we speak. And they're praising the Islamic Jihad. Not only are they praising the Islamic Jihad, but they're focused also on some of the terrorist leaders who were eliminated by the Israeli Defense Forces, by the Israeli army. There's one, in fact, in particular, an Islamic Jihad leader who was eliminated by the IDF, who was involved in all sorts of terrorism and murdering Jews, got a long history. So he was killed. At his funeral, his mother was praising him, smiling. She's overjoyed. These are their heroes. This is what they worship. You know, when we talk about life, we want life. We want a long life. They worship death. Here we go.
ابراهيم تخوك بالعكس في 100 ابراهيم كل واحد قدام شايفته كلكم ابراهيم كلكم اولاد كلكم ابراهيم كلكم ابراهيم راح عند حبيب ابراهيم راح عند حبيب النبي محمد عند حبيب ابراهيم وهبدك ابني ابراهيم استقبله يا رب يا حبيبي يا رب استقبله مع الشهداء يا الله وحسن اولئك رفيقا يا الله يا اللهم امين اللهم وسع مدخله اللهم اغسله بالماء والثلج والبرد اللهم نقه من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الابيض من الدنس اللهم احرسه في عينك التي لا تغفل ولا تنام اللهم اني استودعتك فلذت كبدي يا الله اللهم استودعتك من كان عندي يا الله اللهم انه عندك يا الله اللهم احفظه واحرسه وارض عنه ورضه يا الله واجعل الجنة مدخله يا الله اللهم وسع مدخله يا الله اللهم اكرمه يا الله اللهم ارض عنه وارضه يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله اني استودعتك من هو اغلى من روحي ابني ابراهيم يا رب ابني ابراهيم ابراهيم الله يرضى عليه الله يرضى عليه وهبت لرسول الله وهبت للمسجد الاقصى
عز وجل
وهبت لله الواحد الاحد
يتقبل هديتك يا
رب يا الله اللهم امين يا رب كنت استودعك
من المبشرين بالجنه.
There's a picture of her. The BDS is supporting her. BDS here in Toronto is supporting. They think it's wonderful. This is the Palestinian spirit and resistance in one pick. That's the mother. Smiling. Then they encourage people to go to, and they say, Abraham al-Nabalsi was martyred a few hours ago. Their spelling's not good. And his mother is smiling, carrying his body. This is not fathomable to the majority of the world. No, it isn't. Because basic human beings, they want a good life. They want to get along. They want to make deals. They want to work. They want a roof over their heads. They want to raise a family. This is pure evil. This is the face of the BDS. This is what they worship. You want to know why there's no peace between Israel and the Arabs in Gaza and Judea and Samaria? The answer is very simple. Because of her. Because she's not alone. She's being supported by multitudes there. And in their educational system, they teach this. And in the UNRWA schools, they teach this type of Jew hatred. And then the Islamic Jihad and Hamas, they have these, and Fatah, they have these summer children camps where instead of kids learning great stuff in the summertime after they finished a year in school. No, they're being taught to be martyrs, that they should go and kill Jews. That's the greatest thing in life for them. Why is there no peace between Israel and the Arabs in the territories and Gaza? That's why. That's the reason. And these BDS Islamic Jihad organizations here in North America, in Toronto, in Montreal, in Ottawa, in New York City, it's going to be a rally organized by American Muslims for Palestine this weekend coming up in Washington, D.C. They're expecting support from a variety of Islamic organizations. Here's the meme that I was talking about. After 2,000 years, it's the same killer. See that? Picture of Mother Mary with Jesus, a picture of an Islamic woman in Gaza with her son. The same killer. Who's the same killer? Did they use the word Zionist? No. They actually don't. They actually don't. They say Jews. That's what it's all about. You look at a map of the Middle East. Israel is tiny. Israel is tiny. Israel might be the size of New Jersey compared to the entire United States. That's an illustrative picture of the Middle East with little tiny Israel. You got to squint your eyes to see Israel. And they talk about occupied territory. You know, look at your Bible, your basic Bible. Jews go back to the days of Abraham and the promise from God that that's our land. We don't have an interest in having Saudi Arabia, Libya, Iraq. No, our little tiny land, and we want to keep it. As the Prime Minister said recently, our hand is extended in peace. We're fully capable of defending ourselves, but we want peace. If you want to strike a deal, we can make a deal, but you have to get rid of your desire, your vision of destroying Israel. Get rid of it. There was a rally in New York City. They were actually chanting for Jews to leave New York City. And that's the message of all these BDS groups, too, in every city. They want Jews out. They use a code word, Zionists out. They openly say, globalize the Intifada. Globalize the Intifada. That the Intifada from the Islamic Jihad, killing Jews, that should be spread all over the world to target synagogues, to target Jewish organizations, to target Jews in a restaurant.
Whose streets? Our streets! Whose land? Our land! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Human rights, there's no justice, there's no freedom in Palestine! United Nations, you can't hide! United Nations, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! We charge you with genocide! We want 48! We want 48! We don't want no two states! We don't want no two states! We want all of it! We want all of it! Eric Adams supports the murder of Palestinian children! Eric Adams supports the murder! If you stand with Israel, you stand with genocide! If you stand with Israel, you stand with ethnic cleansing! If you stand with Israel, you stand with murder! If you stand with Israel, you stand with racism! If you stand with Israel, you stand for death and destruction! This is what this man stands for in his own words! He said when he retires, he wants to go and settle Palestinian land himself! He wants to be a settler! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free!
Okay, see, you have a flavor. That's an important meme there. 16 children killed during the recent conflict, but these Arab kids were killed by Islamic Jihad rockets and it's not being reported like that. 200 of their 1,000 rockets landed in Gaza and killed Arabs.
You know,
They
maybe
call-
talk recent. You mentioned recently
Yes.
about this, how the summer camps for kids. I think the misconception now that it's out in the open is that's something new. I'm putting on a quick meme that you could discuss, but it dates back to Jordan trading Palestinians to be terrorists as children a long time ago. Okay, you know, this is in the
Yes.
1970s. Palestinian Arabs.
I remember
knew
that
each other.
Life magazine article. Yes.
So it
Nothing
goes
has
from
changed. They haven't
right, it goes
changed.
from Jordan to Gaza. The Al-Qaeda Brigade, they proudly, on their website, they said they're training 6-year-olds to be terrorists.
Right. So, look, it's happening right now. It's a threat to Jewish safety throughout the world. There's no question about it. These organizations embrace the Islamic Jihad, the terrorists. They want to kill Jews. And that's what their message is. We have to stand strong. We need volunteers. We want to monitor Islamic rallies that they. We allies. We need contacts everywhere who could film and help us document and expose the identities of those who are behind it. We want to make sure that those who are involved with these rallies do not reach any position of prominence, be it on university campus, be it in the business world, be it politically, in the medical profession too. We want to expose. You can't have these people who are preaching death to Jews, murder to Jews. They can't have free reign. I'm calling on you to get involved with our group. Get involved with Israel. Go to our website, israelnow.ca. We have important work to do. It's not enough just to go out there and counter protests. I've led multitudes of counter protests. We have to gather the intelligence. That's what we have to do. And remember, the message of the Islamic Jihad, they worship death. We praise life. And one more thing. While they think they're so strong, the GDP in Israel is growing by leaps and bounds. The GDP in Israel right now is approximately 450 billion. Israel has a population of less than 10 million. Has a population at least 10 times the size of Israel. Egypt's GDP is half the GDP of Israel. What does that say about brains in Israel? Now, with the technology deals that Israel has made through the Abraham Accords with a number of different Arab and Islamic countries, and with the gas deals that Israel has made with Europe, you can only imagine what the GDP is going to become in Israel. Israel is emerging as a superpower. It actually is now, but it's emerging and it's being welcomed by many, many countries. There's a change of conversation in Europe. Something happened that I never thought I'd see. Israel is going to be beginning a new gas field in the Mediterranean, and Hezbollah is threatening it. The European Union, they sent warships there to help protect it against Hezbollah. Once the gas starts flowing to Europe, you're going to see European countries turn quickly against the BDS. They want their homes to be warm in wintertime, and they want Israeli technology. Israel is becoming such a blessing to the world. And in the Middle East, a source of stability. We have a lot of work to do. But that's the good news, that Israel's a success. When Israel receives, and they call it aid money from the cooperative projects, and it's approximately sounds like a lot of money. At one time, when Israel was struggling, it was approximately 10% of the Israeli GDP. Today, it's less than 1%. And in a year, 5 years, it might be a tenth of 1%. That's what's going on. The BDS, who are they? They're a group they are terrorists. They are losers. They don't care about life. You watch that mother of that terrorist. I mean, just think about it. Just let it sink in. Watch her smiling. And that's a hero to these beasts. They emulate it. They share it. They share that picture and they write about it. This is what they worship. Now, I'm no expert on the BDS. They have their interpretation of Islam. According to them, that's what Islam stands for. I don't want to accept that. I look at the countries reaching out to Israel, making peace deals with Israel. They have a different understanding of Islam. But certainly the BDS, they're clear what they say Islam means. And that's the message. After hours of intense fighting and resistance, Ibrahim Bulsi, terrorist, and Islam Sabo have been elevated to martyrdom. Glory to the martyrs. That's put up by a BDS group. Glory to the martyrs. So no. Israel has to be strong. And what is going to be required before a real deal could be struck, if we really even talk about a deal, is something similar to what happened after World War II. There was a denazification process for Germany because that ideology was embraced. So there has to be a change in the mentality and the thinking in the so-called Palestinian community. They have to change. And this change should be discussed at the United Nations, at the European Union, in the halls of universities, all governments. That should be the goal, to change the thinking in Gaza and Judea and Samaria for the Arabs there. No longer embrace this death cult. Embrace life. Anyways, listen, I want to thank everyone for joining us. Like I said, this is a brief show. It's not going to be as long as the other ones, hour and a half. We're just over half an hour right now. And please share this with your contacts. And again, go on our website, israelnow.ca. Join us, get involved, send us an email. Donation also. Money worth sent. We need to monitor all these rallies, as many rallies as we can. We need to identify those who support the terrorists because they want to commit acts of terrorism here in the Western world. They threaten our community and those who support us. Thank you very much. Go on our website. Thank you. I'm Mayor Weinstein. I'm signing off. Shalom. Shalom. Keep the faith.
Mayor, I'm going to make a quick comment before a song, okay? So just as we always end with a little music, I wanted to say something which I'm not sure how many people are aware of, but for a long time, Americans and Canadians have been sending their children to medical school in Israel, to Sackler Medical School with the American program. So Israel just announced that they will no longer be accepting students from out of Israel. And there's been a lot of backlash from Canada, from America. Well, that's not fair. That's not fair. Well, they missed the point. What these kids do is they go, they take up a seat in medical school, then they leave Israel, and they come back to Canada or America to practice medicine, and it's depriving Israel of doctors as well as students. So my recommendation for all you parents out there who want to send your kids to Israel to medical school, and you can't anymore, there's a simple solution. Have your child go to Israel, make aliyah. Then they're Israelis, then they're entitled to Israeli medical schools. So with that thought in mind, I'm going to go and play a closing song.
Very good.
Left it all to be with you. Distant dreams have now come true. Walk the streets of legends told. We've come home. We've come home. We've come home. And we'll never stand alone. After 2,000 years, we are home. Not a native of this land, bring me up and take my hand. Sapphire seas and golden sand, a place called home. We've come home, we've come home to a land of our own. After 2,000 years, we are home. ארצי מולדתי, על אדמתי צעדתי, עברי עתידי, זה ביתי. We come home, we come home, and we'll never stand alone. After 2,000 years, we are home. We've come home, we've come home to a land of our own. After 2,000 years, we are home. After 2,000 years, we are home. נפש יהודי הומייה ולפתן מזרח קדימה עין לציון צופיה עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו התקווה בה שנות Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel